This is Daniel for Vile, Draconics Magazine Metal section. Today, we're going to have a chat with Anders from Draconian. Draconian is actually going to be playing in Candelabrum this year, which is going to be taking place on September in Guanajuato. Anders, thank you very much for your time. How you doing, man?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing fine. It's very hot in Sweden, so yeah. But let's say I'm preparing for Latin America, so I'm practicing.
Yeah, this is like training, right, for the weather here.
Well, I'm not used to this, but yeah, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it very much.
Okay, excellent. Whereabouts in Sweden are you?
I'm in my hometown of Säffle, in the northwest, in southwest of Sweden, you can say. Yeah. So I came home like 2 weeks ago. We had this tour with Swallow the Sun and Shores of Nile, and then I went to Corfu for a month, and then I went like 3-4 weeks to Vienna with my fiancée, and now I'm finally back here in Sweden.
Okay, pretty cool. So, man, I mean, perhaps there might be like, some people that are not that familiar with the band, and obviously a lot of fans are. But I mean, perhaps I would like to talk actually about like some, kind of facts and some things, about the band, and then just briefly, and then perhaps you can tell us more about what you have planned for Candelabrum. But I mean, just to confirm, you've been playing for about almost 30 years next year. Is that correct?
That's true. That's right. We started the beginning of Draconian, or what became Draconian, started already in the March 1994. So yeah.
Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong. The band originally was called something like Kerberos. Kerberos, is that correct?
Yeah, Kerberos. Yeah, it was called that when I joined. The band. After I left my own band, I wanted something more. I still wanted to be in a band, but I wanted to do something more melodic, something more emotional. So I knew these guys who had the band, and they asked me to join because they was looking to reinvent themselves. So when I joined, we added female vocals, we had keyboards, and we changed our name to what it is today. So yeah, back in those days, the band were more inspired by early Moonspell, like Emperor, Isengard, stuff like that. And you can probably hear that on the first demo already, that it's a little bit remnants of that still. But yeah, I think even on the first demo, you can hear this kind of doomy, gothic, romantic sounding. What was later to define us, I would say. Already back then,
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, on top. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, on top of you being a singer, you're also a poet, right? Is that the thing?
You wouldn't want to call me a poet like I was living 200 years ago, 300 years ago, or something. No, I'm not doing that like a profession or something. That's something I have done since my teens because I like writing, and I have an affinity for it, or at least with the directions I like to go. And I'm still writing a lot, but I don't really use it in Draconian, my poetry. But I guess I'm too modest to call myself a poet, but I write a lot of poetry, yeah. But when it comes to my professional life, right now I do some work for management, for our managers, and I also work as a PCA, personal care assistant, for people who cannot take care of themselves, or too sick or too old. So yeah.
I mean, regarding your albums, I mean, what can you tell us? What has changed, or what's been, let's say, the evolution, or I mean, the different from when you guys recorded "Where Lovers Mourn" to your latest album under A Godless Veil. What changes have been, or how have you grown, as musicians or as a band?
I'd say, in the 90s, as a demo band, we were like struggling to find our voice. Sometimes we had issues. We were stagnating at times with songwriting and with members, and finding places finding venues to rehearse our sound. It didn't happen successfully, I would say. We recorded a promo called Frozen Features in 2000, and because Johan took over guitar from Andreas, who left the band back then, who was our lead guitarist and lead songwriter at that point. So Johan was playing drums, and then he started playing guitar instead, and found a new drummer, and he started doing most of the songwriting. And I would say that is what defines Draconian today, from the year 2000, when we decided we will, instead of just fooling around with some doom songs here and there as an inspiration, we decided with that promo that we're going to have a new foundation that is in doom, with slow-paced, mostly British, early British doom death as inspiration, like Enough My Paradise Lost, My Dying Bride, these bands. So we started anew, you can say, back then in 2000. And then we did one last demo in 2002, which I still love very much, called Dark Oceans We Cry. And we also found Lisa for that demo. We had a vocalist in the 90s that was filling in, but she was not a professional singer. Lisa was a very good singer. She had a very good, mournful, beautiful voice. So we hired her for just the demo. But then it turned out so great, so she wanted to join the band. And but we finally got a record deal after 9 years with Napalm Records with that demo. And I think that was the beginning of something new, with Lisa actually lifting us up. And it's also a very good demo, I would say. But it gave us a record deal with Napalm Records. So from then on, we have maintained the doom sound in the as a foundation, but we are not strictly doom. We branch out. We're still doing the gothic romantic thing. Sometimes we are, on Rose for the Apocalypse, we are almost branching onto melodic death metal at some point. And but I would say most even to this day, we are mostly inspired by 90s doom and gothic metal, and also gothic rock from the late 80s, like The Mission, Fields of the Nephilim. And you can hear that on almost every album. So, but what is Draconian, we have managed to develop a sound over the years as becoming veterans now that sounds Draconian. So even if we spice it up or use a different seasoning from album to album, we still have that core that sounds Draconian. So for that is something that we need to cherish. We have not completely changed our sound and gone back like so many other bands have in our genre.
I understand. Well, Anders, first of all, tack. It's been great talking to you today. We'll always be looking forward to see you at the Candelabrum Fest, I'm sorry, on the 2nd and the 3rd of September in León, Guanajuato. I'm sure all our fans are very excited and are really looking forward to checking out this interview. So we'll be sure to be there for your presentation on that day.